Hello guys, I would like to welcome you all to our next episode on our CSS3 tutorial for beginners. In this particular episode, we're taking a look at the float and the overflow properties. So first thing first, we're taking a look at the float property in CSS3. Okay, so basically with the float property, guys, you can actually specify how you want your elements should be floated on your web page, whether you want them to be floated at the left side or at the right side, or they shouldn't even be floated at all. So let's take a look at some demo. I believe you guys, you want the practical aspect, you want to see it happening live and call it. So let's kickstart. Okay, so let's just say we have a div ID of let's just say we have demo or something of that sort, and we have a p tag which contains some dummy text, let's just say 50, and we have an image. Let's just say we have an image of I have some image here though, guys. Yeah, I have some images here. These are the images. Pick 1, pick 2, pick 3. So I'm just going to pick 2. So let me just say pick 2.png, then we save. Okay, I'm just going to add some styling to this. So let's select our image. So just select our image, then we say width. Let me just say width of 200 pixels. I just want to make it a bit smaller. Okay, so guys, we can see that by default this image is at the left side because it's a block level element, and they are always they start on a new line. They are always, these p tags are block level element. I said in our previous episode about block level elements, they start on a new line and they stretches by far to the left and the right side. So this p is a block level element, that's why it's on its own. Then image is also a block level element, it has also come on a new line. So let's take it that we want to float this image to the right side. So all we have to just do is we just say float, and let's just say right, and see what happens. Boom, the image shifts to the right side. So we just this single line of code will shift or float this image to the right side. And if you don't specify anything, it just goes to the normal. That's just the default way. So by default it will be at the left side unless you change it. So if you even say left, float left, and you save it, it's still the same. You can also say float now and you save, then it's the same. Why? Because with the float now you are saying that the browser should just float it the way it wants it, and it will be the default way of floating. Yeah, so let's take a look at another demo shortly. Yeah, so now let's just, I told you guys that block level element stands on new line. Let's see what happens. Let's just say we have a div ID of image container, then we have our image. So let's just say we are using that particular image, pic2.png. okay, this is our image. Okay, so let's just give it an inline style. I don't recommend this, but since our style is not just, they are not many, we just use this. So we just say 200 pixels. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this a number of times, just I think 3 times, so that we can just have 3 images. So let's just save that. So now guys, you can see that they are stuck on each other. They are all starting on new line because they are block level elements. If you remember what I told you guys about the block level elements, I said they start on new line. So this is why they are stuck on each other like that. So let's just select that this img container. Okay, so now what if you want them to be inline? So you can also use the float property to do that. So you say when we say float left, we can see that now they are inline. They are no more what block level element. They are now what inline element. We've changed the default way of what styling them. So in our previous episodes, you know, when we use the display and the position properties, and we're actually what also changing the default way of positioning the elements on the web page, which as they were block level elements and they were stuck on each other, we actually use the position and the display property, and we're actually putting them what inline. We say display inline, block display inline, all that. Good. So with the float, we can also, it's also an alternative, so you can also use the float to also what do this. Okay, so guys, let's just take a look at another demo so that you guys will actually understand what is going on very well. I just want you guys to have a full understanding of all this. Okay, so let's just say we have a def id of let's just say first box. We are just going to have some 4 boxes, and let's just say we have heading 2 to be, let's just say HTML. Then we have some content here, should be 50. Okay, so let's just copy this a number of times. Then there should be about 4 times. Okay, this is the 3rd one, and this is the 4th one. Let's save. Okay, HTML. Let's just change this one H2s. Let's just say this one is CSS, and just say this one is JavaScript, and let's say, let's take a scripting language, let's just say PHP, and save. Okay, so now, yeah, it's looking ugly. Yeah, that's why CSS is there for us to make good use of it. So let's select this our first box first and add some styling to it. So we just say it's an ID, right? So we just say hashtag first box. Then let's just change the background color first so that you guys will see what is happening. Let me just give it red. Okay, now we can see that this styling is applied to all the boxes. Why? Because first box, we have first box. So the style, any styling that will be going inside here, this block of code, any styling that will just be entering here will what affect the rest of the boxes, because they all have the same what ID. So we don't want that. We want them to have what different what styling. So let's just say this is our second box, and this our 3rd box. This is our 3rd box, and this our 4th box. So let's save. Now we can see that the styling is as only affected this, and that's what we want, because we want different styling on all the boxes. So let's just say, let's float this to the left. This is even the reason why we are doing this. Let me see. Nothing is happening. Don't worry. So let's give it a width of let's just say 25%, and give it a height of, let's just say 90%. Let's save. Okay, so now we just copy this particular styling and come here. So let's just say we are hashtag our second box. So just paste that, and let's change the color to maybe something like blue. Let's save that. Okay, now let's take our 3rd box. So guys, you can see that something is happening here. They were just block level element, they were just starting on new lines, but we can see that with the help of this our float, they are stacking on each other with the specified widths. They are now stacking on each other. So let's just say our 3rd box, let's give our 3rd box yeah, the same styling, and change it to maybe blue violet. Yeah, let's save. Good. You can see the third box with JavaScript. So let's just say our fourth box. Then with this one thing, I don't know, let's just give it a random color. I love colors though, guys, so yeah, say green, yeah, something like this. Let's save, and yeah, we can see how they are now what, stuck on each other. Let's delete this float and see what happens. You see it has moved. Let's just take away the float, so that you guys will believe that it's actually the float that is causing, that's making that change or making that effect. We are just commenting out. Let's see. We can see that they are block level element. They are stuck on each other, and we don't like this. Even if we make it on desktop mode, see, we don't like this. We want them to be inline, so we don't necessarily have to even use the what, display inline block or whatever. So all we just have to do is just change that. Let's save, and we can see that they are now what, inline. Wow, this is what we want. So with just this single line go float left, you can see how they are what, now they've changed to the default way of what, styling. They are now inline. Okay guys, I just want to, let's say we are changing this, our headings, to images. Say, so let's just comment out this. And let's say we have an image, which we are just going to use this pic 2. I think it's very nice. So let's just give it some style of width of 200 pixels. Okay, so we're just going to copy that. So let's just copy that and come to our second box. We'll comment out CSS so that we take that particular part. So just yeah, so let's comment out that and paste it. Yeah, comment out this one too. PHP, we don't need it anymore. Okay, so guys, after we see what happens. Now we have our image here. Yeah, and I think this is looking, yeah, cool. It's okay. And yeah, we can see that with the red background, we can see the ladies. Yeah, I think it's a female because of the hair. You can see the color is red here, here is blue. Yeah, it's just because of the color is actually a transparent, you know, I actually made the image to be a transparent image, so the color actually affected that. So the shirt is also transparent, so it just takes the default color. So whatever color is sitting on, it just takes that. So that's why it's having different colors. Yeah, I think basically you can actually use a flow property to do this. I don't know guys, let's do another demo too. Let's see another demo too in action. Because you guys love the practical aspect, that's it. As a programmer, you need to be practicing. Look at various ways to do stuffs. So let's delete out this. Let's delete this thing out. Yeah, I think shouldn't have deleted everything, but it's okay. We are not lazy, we still do it. So guys, basically this is what I want to do. Basically I just want to use this float right, and we just do some simple website, just some simple landing page, something small, not anything big. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to have my image. Yeah, let's just say div. We have our image container. Yeah, let's just say our image. We have our image here. Let's just take our picture. Then the png. So yeah, okay, so let's just float that to the right side. Let's just float that to the right side, and let's make the width to be 200 pixels or something of that sort. 200 is even small, guys. I think let's make that somewhere 500. Yeah, I think yes. So let's just work. Actually, we've not gotten to what responsive web design or actually mobile first website. We'll get there. I'll record tutorials on that. So first, let's just work on this big screen. So okay, now let's take it that we have h2. Let's just say h2, but before that, let me just take out this h1. I'm just going to comment it out. Yeah, I don't want it. So let's just say we have h2. Let's just say learn web development, right? Now let's say Android because this is an Android phone or iOS phone, whatever. So let's just say learn, and we can see the guy sitting with the laptop, kind of like he's coding the app. So let's just say learn Android development. Yeah, I think yeah, we have it here. So let's start styling it. So just come, let's just say h2. Let's check the font size to something big. I don't know if 50 pixels will do. Let's save that. Let's bring it down small. I taught you guys box model, and we look at the padding. So we just say, let's just say padding top 50 pixels or something like that. Yeah, I think let's bring the h2 down here. See, shortcut. Let's just save. Yeah. Learn Android development. It's not just going to be any pretty website though. We're just trying out some stuffs. Hey, what did I do? 5,000. That's too much. Okay, yeah, I think I want something like this. Okay, I think this is cool, right? Okay, so right now let's just change the color, the text color of this. So I think I'll just use this color. So I'm just using yeah, I'll just use this color. I think this color is okay. So this guys, this even though this is not part of the tutorial, but it's just a plugin. It's just color picker. Is one of these Chrome's extension that I just installed. I can easily just pick any color I want on my browser, and I just embed it on my code. So just copy that and you cancel that. I just want to change this color to just this, just to have some consistency. So it's not anything fancy. So color, I'll just paste that and save. So you can see that the color is just like something like this. Yeah, that's just what I want. Yeah, so I think that is that. Let's have a button, guys. Let's have a button. And we just see something like, let me learn more, something of that sort. Yeah, this is our button here. It's not looking nice, but no worries, we'll style it. So let's just say button. So the button, I'm just going to give it a background color of the background color. I'm just going to use this color of our coder here. Coder is serious with the glasses, so we just have it. Yeah, so I'll copy that, cancel that. I'll just give it a color of this. Then let me just say border none. So let me just give that some padding of 4 pixels top and bottom, then 5 pixels left and right. Then let me add some space. Okay, let me save that, guys. See what is happening. Okay, you can see our button here. Let's change the color of our text, the learn more. Let's just change that to color white. Okay, yeah, and let's basically let's add some margin, so that some margin of top and bottom, we can say 5 pixels left and right, or something of that sort. Yeah, so just add some spacing here small. Yeah, so that is that. You can even just change the hover color, so that when you even hover, you get this color, the color of our h2. So just say button. These are pseudo what classes. We'll taking a look at that one too in our next episodes. So I'm just going to add a hover style into it. So what I want to say, when the user hover over the button, you should have a background color of or this. You should have a background color of this. You should have this background color. Yes, so when you hover, you can see we are having that particular background. So we can even change the cursor pointer to just say cursor. You say pointer, so that the cursor is pointing, so that you just know that that's a button. So basically guys, you just taking a look at how to just float this particular image. So let's take it that where's our image. So this image, let's just comment out this float, right, and save it, see what happens. You see, it's just making our website look ugly. Our small website look ugly. You can see where it is, see where it has now pushed, because it was going to the left side. It has to push this len 100 development down. So this is why you have to use the float property. So you see, with the float property, you can just shift it to the right side, and it's looking better. So guys, I think this will just end here. That's for the overflow property, and we'll now add a float property, and we'll take a look at the overflow property shortly. So these are some of the various ways you can actually work with the float property. So I think with this, within 3 demos we've done, you guys can now see the various ways we can use the overflow property. The float property. I don't know, because we are starting the overflow property, just continuing saying sorry about that though. So let's delete this too. I think we can now come to our mobile first. Rather went to the opposite. Okay, so this is how I want it. So now let's just comment this. Come back, we need you. So now let's say, let's say we have some content on our web page. So with the overflow property, we can specify whether we should clip. We specify whether to clip the content or to add scroll bars when the contents of the element is too big to fit in the specified area. So basically, we have a specified area, and we want, and our content, let's just say maybe the content is too big to fit in that specified area. So the browser will render it in a way that we wouldn't like it. So that's why we have to use the overflow property to now actually show how we want the browser to display all that in a way we want. So basically we have we have overflow visible, we have overflow hidden, we have overflow auto, we have overflow scroll. So with the overflow visible, is that just the default way of overflowing content on our web pages? And the overflow, with the overflow, the content is not clipped. It renders, the browser will render the overflow contents outside the elements box. So basically that's why the content, the overflow wouldn't be clipped, and the content will be rendered outside our specified area. We have a specified area that our content should fit in, but because of the kind of figures we've given, maybe with our width and height, it cannot fit well. So what the browser will do, it will render it outside the box, which it won't look good, and it will even affect the layout of our page. That's why we have to use the overflow property to correct that. So when you say overflow visible, that's just the default way the browser will treat that. We'll be taking a look at that shortly. We also have what? Hidden. So with the hidden, the overflow is clicked. This one with the visible, the overflow is not clicked, but with the hidden, the overflow what is what clicked, and the rest of the content will be invisible. So the overflow content will be hidden from the user and it will be clicked. So the user will see part of the content and won't be able to see part of the content. So we also have what? Let's take a look at the scroll before the auto. With the scroll, the overflow is also clicked, and a scroll bar is added to that particular section so that the user will be able to see the rest of the content. So with hidden and the scroll, the content or the overflow is what? Clicked, but with the scroll, the content is still available for the user. The browser will add a scroll bar where the user will just scroll and see the other content or the rest of the content, but with the hidden, the user wouldn't be able to scroll and see. And with the auto, it's just similar to the scroll, but the difference is the browser will only give it the browser will only give a scroll bar if it's necessary. If it's not necessary, it won't add. So if you specify your overflow to be auto, it's the browser that will decide whether to add a scroll bar or not. So let's take a look at some demos. So let's just say we have P. Let's just say we have lorem 50. Okay, let's just save this. Yeah, let's select that and give that a border. Let's give that a border of 3. You can see I like this border 3 pieces already. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. So let's give that a weight and see what happens. So we can even wrap that in addition. Let's take away that and wrap that in a div. Let's wrap that in a div first. So let's just say div, right? Let's just say demo, something of that sort. Then we have P. Then we have lorem 50, something. Yeah. So let's just take our demo and give that a border of 3 pieces solid red. So let's save that. Okay, so that red color that was been just because we selected a P tag. Yeah, so we need to wrap that in a div, select the div. So let's say we have a weight of, let's say 50%. Okay, so guys, watch what happens. But we have height of what? 100 pixels. So we can see that the rest of this content is now outside this specified area, our box. That's by default. That's what the browser will do, because with this height we have specified, it cannot fit. That's just the height is just the 100 pixels. This height is 100 pixels, but this content is too much to fit there. So that's why the browser will render the rest of the content outside, which is not looking nice. So let's take it that we actually wanted this. But with this height, with a specified height that we specify, the rest of the content will what? Be overflowed, which we don't want that. So let's take a look at the first one. That's the overflow visible. So that is the default. So you guys check and see. Nothing will even happen. Overflow. Let's just say visible. See, nothing even happens. When we use overflow visible, nothing happens because that's the default way. The browser will just render the rest of the content. It wouldn't be clicked to render the rest of the content. So what if we want to actually hide the content? So we just say overflow hidden. Then when we save, guys, you can see that the overflow content is now hidden and the user wouldn't be able to see it. So what if those that particular content is vital. It's vital information you are carrying out to the user or your visitors. You need to show it. So all you have to just do it. We just say, let's just say scroll. So with a scroll, the user can able to scroll and see the rest of the content. So it will be clicked and the user can scroll and any user that gets to the particular page will know that okay, I need to scroll, because there's a scroll bar here indicating that you should scroll downwards or upwards. So the user will scroll and see the rest of the content. But if we say hidden, the scroll wouldn't be there and the rest of the content will show. The user cannot see, which is not ideal. Okay, what if auto? When we say auto, what I said earlier on that with the auto, the browser will specify whether it's necessary or not. So the browser will specify whether to add a scroll bar or not to add a scroll bar. So when we save, the browser adds a scroll bar, so it means that it is necessary. If it wasn't necessary, the browser wouldn't add a scroll bar. So you only add auto if you want to give that power to the browser to also specify whether to add a scroll bar or not. Because with this height is too much, so we need to so we are telling the browser, okay browser, look at our area and actually decide whether to add a scroll bar or not, and the browser will do that. So guys, thank you for your audience. If you like this video, please like, subscribe to my channel and stay in touch. I'm happy to journey with you guys towards becoming web developers, and we are getting there. We are getting there bit by bit. I'm dropping the tutorial bit by bit, and we are getting there. We'll be building some cool websites, and you guys should also practice on your own, because that will enable you guys to broaden your knowledge in the program. So thank you, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.